Good evening. Welcome to the Planning Commission meeting of May 22nd, 2025. My name is Bert Crow, and I am the chairperson of the commission. The Planning Commission is a citizens' body appointed by the City Council. The commission is empowered to make final decisions on certain matters, with those being appealable to the City Council. On other matters, the commission acts in an advisory role to the council, with the council making the final decision. You will have an opportunity to address the commission during the public hearing portion of the meeting, and your testimony is appreciated and encouraged. The commission acts from a written agenda. You will need to fill out a yellow speaker card and give it to the city staff if you wish to speak on an item. Copies of the agenda and the speaker cards are located on the table just outside the main door to these chambers. At this time, please silence your cell phones. Thank you. There are 7 members appointed to the Planning Commission, and at this time I will ask the commissioners to introduce themselves and state the district they are representing, starting from my far right. Commissioner Cole.
Tom Cole, Beryl District.
Vice Chair Nyberg.
Edwin Nyberg from the Choya District.
Commissioner Gears.
Commissioner Gears from the Ocotillo District.
And I'm Vern Crow, and I represent Cactus. Let the record show that there are 3 members that are absent tonight. The Planning Commission receives staff assistance and guidance from the Planning Division and at the City Attorney's Office. Now, on to approval of the minutes. Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes of April 24th, 2025, Planning Commission's regular meeting and workshop?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of April 24th, 2025, Planning Commission regular meeting and workshop as written. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Ms. Perry, are there any withdrawals or continuances this evening?
Good evening, Chairperson Crow and Commissioners. There are none.
Okay, as there are none, let's move on to the public hearing. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak on an item that's not on the agenda tonight? Okay, the purpose of the public hearing is to provide interested parties an opportunity to present testimony for the Commission's considerations. We will follow the same procedures for each item. That procedure will be, I will call the application number and the name of the applicant. Staff will present their report and answer questions from the Commission. The applicant will be given the opportunity to make a presentation and answer questions from the Commission. Other persons who wish to testify will be asked to do so and answer questions from the Commission. The applicant will have an opportunity for closing comments if needed. Staff will be asked for any final comments on the application and procedural guidance if needed, and I will then close the public hearing and ask for a motion prior to further discussion from the commissioners. If you wish to speak on an item, you will need to state your name and address for the record when you approach the podium. Please be brief and to the point and avoid repetition. I reserve the right to limit the length of the testimony, which will be 3 minutes. All exhibits shown to the Commission become part of the permanent record and must be submitted for the file. Large groups should designate a spokesperson. Applause and other disruptions which delay the hearing can't be tolerated. We only have 2 public hearing items this evening. Our first agenda item is case number ZON 25-03. Mr. Lerma will present the case.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the Commission. Before you have a land use request. The applicant has applied and is requesting to amend the existing Arrowhead Town Center planned area development specific to parcel 14 to change the land use identification of the parcel from limited commercial to general commercial. Property is located approximately 7.5 miles northwest of City Hall. The 7.4 acre property is located on the southwest corner of St. John's Road and 75th Avenue and is located in the Saguaro Council District. Property is identified, highlighted in yellow. Property is a zone planned area development. It is again part of the Arrowhead Town Center PAD. Properties to the north, the west, and the south are within the same zoning district. The property to the east is zoned suburban residential 17. Again, the property is fully developed. There is existing multiple commercial buildings on the site, and offers a range of commercial services, including retail, restaurants, and personal services. Property to the north is identified as a park, Hidden Manor Park. Property to the east is secluded acres residential subdivision. Property to the south is a commercial lot. And properties to the west is the Arrowhead Mall and reserve at Arrowhead Apartments. The Town Center PAD was established in 1989. As seen before you, there's the development plan, which reflects the North Valley specific area plan. The development area is subdivided into 30 separate parcels, and each one was assigned as one of 10 land uses. Specifically, parcel 14 was identified with the limited commercial land use. Parcel 14 is made up of 5 separate properties covering an area of 9.7 acres. Only 4 of the properties are a part of this land use action. The remaining parcel, which is not highlighted, will continue to be identified under the limited commercial land use. The intent of this PAD amendment is in order to change the land use identification of the property from limited commercial to general commercial. Keep in mind that when the PAD was first established, the parcel 14 was the only one designated the limited commercial land use. The purpose to change the land use identification of the property is in order to allow for the property to be more in conformance with the surrounding area, and it'll allow additional commercial uses to the site. The proposal does not include any site modifications as it relates to new building area. Site access is available, verily available throughout the site. There's 2 points of access located along 75th Avenue and 3 points of access located along West Arrowhead Town Center. Applicant has completed the citizens outreach process. A neighborhood meeting was conducted on March 26, 2025. There were no attendees at said meeting, and to this point, there has been no communication from staff to the surrounding property owners. Staff has concluded the review of this application and has made the following findings. The intent of the PAD amendment is to provide parcel 14 a broader range of commercial, retail, and services related to the land uses. This will allow a commercial site to meet the demands of potential tenants and provide the surrounding residential area with additional shopping options. The PAD is not proposing any type of residential land uses. Those land uses specific to parcel 14 are going to be commercial in relation. Those land uses will be similar to those identified within the C2 zoning district under the Unified Development Code. The proposed development is an innovative and appropriate use for the site with the potential to further expand on the existing building area or for future redevelopment opportunities. The site has been regulated by the Arrowhead Town Center PAD for the past 35 years and has been the guiding tool to establish the urban design and scale of the project as it currently stands. Adequate utilities exist within the area. Both water and wastewater are available along 75th Avenue and extend internal to the development area. No additional offsite improvements were required by the developer at this point. Any future expansion or major modifications to the site will trigger an administrative review process, at which point staff will again review if needed infrastructure, transportation mitigation factors, drainage, or open space would be required. The request meets several of the goals and policies of the general plan by ensuring that sufficient infrastructure is in place for the desired land use. When site expansion or redevelopment opportunities are present, the city shall coordinate specific or building design, site arrangements, and intended uses, and continue to encourage connectivity with adjacent development along the commercial corridor. With this, planning staff recommends that, or city staff recommends that the Planning Commission forward a recommendation of approval to City Council with the following stipulation. Development shall be in substantial conformance with the Arrowhead Town Center Parcel 14 PAD amendment narrative, final date stamps, May 5th, 2025. Mr. Chair, members of the commission, this concludes my presentation. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Thanks, Mr. Lerma. Commissioners? Thank you, sir. Okay, would the applicant or applicant's representative like to come forward and state your name for the record and add anything to the staff's presentation at this time?
That off? There we go. Here tonight on behalf of several property owners in this area, we're grateful for staff and working with us to modernize this parcel from a PAD that was done many moons ago. And we're excited for the opportunity to upgrade and modernize this parcel to reflect what else is going on in the Arrowhead Town Center. It's been a very successful development, as you know. We're here to answer any questions, and I'll also have the property owner as well as a representative of one of the tenants that wants to come in immediately after this zoning is taking effect. So happy to be here and happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you, sir. Commissioners, anything for Mr. Allman? Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, I do not have any speaker cards, but are there any members of the audience that would like to speak on this case? Okay. Public hearing for case number ZON 25-03 is now closed. Gentlemen, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chair,
Commissioner Cole?
I move to recommend approval of ZON 25-03, subject to the stipulation in the Planning Commission report.
Thank you, sir. Do I have a second? Okay, I have a motion and a second. Are there any further comments from the commission regarding case number ZON 25-03? Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve case number ZON 25-03, subject to the stipulations as outlined in the staff report. I will now conduct a roll call vote. Commissioner Cole?
Aye.
Vice Chair Nyberg?
Aye.
Commissioner Gears?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Case number ZON 25-03 has been recommended for approval, subject to the stipulations outlined by staff. Mr. Gruber, what are the next steps?
Chair and Commission, your action with respect to case number 25-03 is not final. Your recommendation will be forwarded to the City Council.
Thank you, sir. Okay, our next item on the agenda is case number ZON 25-02. Mr. Martinez?
Good evening,
Welcome.
Chair. Thank you. Good evening, Chairman Crow, and Commissioners. The applicant is proposing a rezoning from M2 Heavy Industrial District to PAD, Planned Area Development, for approximately 3 acres. The subject property is located approximately 2 miles southeast of City Hall and is located off of West Camelback Road. When viewing the north side of West Camelback Road, this segment is predominantly zoned for industrial and commercial uses. Before you is a slide depicting the subject property and a cyan highlight. The subject property contains a self-storage facility. One will find the previously mentioned industrial and commercial context along the north side of West Camelback Road in this area. In addition, one will find residential uses on the south side of West Camelback Road, approximately 120 feet south of the subject property. This PAD proposes industrial and commercial uses, as well as use-specific standards that are compatible with the subject property and the surrounding area, including the residential communities to the south. With the adoption of the city's new Unified Development Code, self-storage facilities are not permitted in the existing M2 zoning district. As the existing facility was established under a zoning code that permitted self-storage facilities, and as this development has maintained business licenses, this development is legal, non-conforming, or grandfathered. This PAD proposes to permit self-storage facilities by right, which would turn the existing development from a grandfathered use to a legal conforming use. The property forms a unique T-shape with a narrow entry to Camelback Road. In addition, the existing self-storage facility was developed at a time where development standards, such as setback standards, were different from that of the M2 zoning district standards. This PID proposes development standards that will bring legal non-conforming characteristics into a legal conforming status. As such, the PID proposes development standards to accommodate the existing self-storage facility and any self-storage facilities that may be redeveloped in the future. In addition, the PID proposes development standards for other uses that may be developed in the future. The applicant conducted public notification and citizen participation procedures in accordance with the city's Unified Development Code. No responses from the public were received for this application. The proposed PID is consistent with the existing general plan designation, general commercial, and said PID furthers the goals and objectives with the general plan. Furthermore, the PID proposes uses and use-specific standards that are compatible with the surrounding area. This PID is intended to permit, by right, a long-standing self-storage facility. The PID proposes development standards that better accommodate the property than the M2 zoning district, given the property's unique shape and narrow entry. Staff recommends approval of Zone 2502, subject to the following stipulation. Development shall be in conformance with the Advanced West PID narrative, date stamped by the Glendale Planning Division on April 16th, 2025. This concludes my presentation, and I'd be happy to address any questions that you may have. And the applicant is present, and he would also be happy to address any questions that you may have for the applicant. Thank you.
Commissioners? Thank you, sir. Okay, would the applicant or applicant's representative like to come forward, state their name for the record, and make any additional presentation?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the Planning Commission. For your record, my name is Rick Torres. I'm with the law firm of Earl and Curley. Our address is 3101 North Central Suite 1000, Phoenix, Arizona 85012. I'm here on behalf of the property owner and our client. I'm a better version of Taylor Earl, but he's out of the country, so I'm here representing our client tonight. First of all, I want to start off by saying thank you to Phil. He did a fantastic job through the review process. He did a good job on this presentation, and he did a good job with the staff report. And then, Mr. Chairman, I have a presentation ready, but because of Phil's presentation and through the PowerPoint just now, I don't know if it's necessary, but I'm happy to do that. But I also want to go on record to say that we are in full support of the staff recommendation for approval. We're in support of the stipulation, and we are in agreement with the staff analysis and the findings. I'm here to answer any questions as it relates to our application if necessary.
Gentlemen.
I like it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Very welcome. I do not have any speaker cards on this item, but are there any members in the audience that would like to speak? Okay. Hearing none. The public hearing for case number ZON25-02 is now closed. Any further discussion from commissioners? Okay. Do I hear a motion for ZON 25-02? Commissioner Gears? Do I hear a
Move
second?
to recommend approval of ZON 25-02, subject to the stipulations stated by the planning commission, by the staff.
Thank you.
I
Second?
second.
Any further comments? Okay, I have a motion and a second for approval for ZON 25-02, subject to the stipulations outlined by staff. I will now conduct a roll call vote. Commissioner Cole?
Aye.
Vice Chair Nyberg?
Aye.
Commissioner Gears?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Case number ZON 25-02 has been recommended for approval, subject to stipulations outlined by staff. Mr. Gruber, what are the next steps?
Chair and Commission, your action with respect to case number ZON 25-02 is not final. Your recommendation will be forwarded to the City Council.
Thank you, Mr. Gruber. Ms. Perry, is there any other business this evening?
Chairperson Crowe, there are none.
Any planning staff reports?
Chairperson Crowe, not at this time.
Thank you, ma'am. Commissioners, any comments or suggestions?
Mr. Chair,
Commissioner Cole?
I would like to wish my fellow commissioners and staff a wonderful Memorial Day weekend.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Okay, one last time. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to speak on an item that's not on tonight's agenda? Okay, hearing none, the next regular meeting of the Planning Commission will be held on June 26th at 6 p.m. here at the Civic Center. If there's no further business, I will now entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.
22 minutes and 5.